Hey, Western Christian. This is Coach Gonzalez. I'm going to be leading you guys in this week's chapel. I was supposed to speak this year, of course, but everything that happened right before the time that I was supposed to do it ended up changing the circumstances for all of us. Just want to say good morning, first of all, and welcome to chapel. I'm just going to share a brief 10-minute story with you and talk to you just about what we're facing and the uncertainty of the times that we got going on. But uncertainty is something that we deal with all of our lives, and something that we need to give to God and address, and something that I deal with personally. So again, today we're going to be hitting the topic of uncertainty and how it portrays in the Bible and what God talks about with us. And I'm going to start by sharing just a personal story with you first of just an example of uncertain times for myself. So when I started this whole program and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I was always up in the air. I never knew what I wanted to do. I went and played college football, came back really quickly because I didn't like where I was at. And I had no idea what I was going to do after that. I really thought that football was my calling. I thought it was my life. I thought I was going to do this for the rest of my life or be a part of it in some way. But God obviously had other plans for me. So during that time, when I was a very young individual, between the age of 18 and about 25 years old, I really didn't know what I was going to do after that. I tried to become a firefighter, went through programs, did all the work there, only to just be discouraged by circumstances in my life that didn't allow me to become one. Again, something that I just feel like God was just working in my life to say, hey, you got to do other things. Tried to become a police officer as well, same thing. Didn't go towards that way. Tried a bunch of different other jobs, and just wasn't happy with my life and where I was going until I spoke with my sister and led me towards education. And even through my route of education, I just really felt like I was never going to get where I wanted to go. And the uncertainty of that was just very scary for myself, not knowing what God had in store for me, or thinking that He wasn't going to do anything for me in the first place. So what basically had happened in a short story is I finished my bachelor's degree over at Azusa Pacific University, and then continued to go through and get my credential program as well. During that time, the long process and how it works is you got to get into a student teaching program at the end of the year in order to pass the credential itself and get it cleared. And it just so happened that I was a day late short of hitting the timeline of when I was supposed to get a TB test. Tuberculosis test is nothing. It takes a couple days. It's no big deal. Called APU. They said, we can't guarantee you a placement for student teaching. This is going to set you back. You might not graduate. So, of course, there it is again. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's like, God, I thought you wanted me to do this. I thought you wanted me to be a teacher. I thought you wanted me to pursue these goals and these dreams of mine. Why aren't you allowing me to do this for something as simple and small as this? However, again, not trusting in Him just made things even harder for myself. I drove myself crazy with the anxiety and the stresses and the pressures that were going on in my life, that I really felt like I was about to just give up and say, you know what, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, I might as well go do something else. But I talked to a counselor. She spoke with me and she said, hey, the only thing that you can do to guarantee your graduation time is if you go get a job. It's like, okay, cool. Not many of you know, but in the state of California, it's very hard to get a teaching job without a credential. You can get one when you're pursuing a credential like I was, but trying to get a job just strictly without a credential, especially in public education, is very difficult. So you need to find something normally like private school, like Western Christian, that'll hire you on. Just so happens, weight training coach left. No idea, just looking up for jobs. I find the job online. And so many people have told me that, oh yeah, I know Western Christian, I know these people, and the works that God has done in this school since I've been there have been incredible. And I went away for a long period of time, but when I came back to Western Christian, it's a completely different place from when I was a student there. And I'm really envious of you guys for being at Western Christian, having the faculty and having the administration that I wish I had. I had incredible teachers, don't get me wrong, incredible teachers there. But I always felt like I was being watched. I always felt like it wasn't that time, that place for me. Like I was always scared to mess up. Whereas here, you guys are consumed with love and second chances and help, and something that's an incredible thing because God's taking care of you. In these uncertain times, God is taking care of you, and He continues to do so. And for myself too, I know that I need to remember these verses daily in order to get through this time, because I know that I can't do it without Him. And I know that I can't do it without you guys. You guys have been a huge support to me. Just being able to talk to you online, being able to communicate with you and talk to you about your lives, and just share some type of joy with you in this uncertain times, because there's always joy that we can find in our lives. And if we look to God, that joy is going to just continue to grow and continue to blossom. But if we trust in ourselves, that uncertainty is going to continue to grow as well. So think about that when the next time you feel uncertain. Think about what you want to feel like. Think about trusting in God more than trusting in yourself, because when you trust in yourself, you're going to fail. But when you trust in God, you're going to always prosper, and He's going to always love you and always take care of you. Thank you, Western Christian. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I hope you guys continue to grow in these times. Let me just close in prayer real quick, and I'll get you guys on your way. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day, God. Just thank you again for everything that you do for us, the privileges that we have, the things that I see that this school has already done in these uncertain times is incredible to the comparison of what public education is doing. Just speaking with other teachers in different areas and understanding the love that we have for these students and the support that they have. Lord, I just pray that you continue to just transfer that onto them and onto anybody else around them, Lord, that we give support to their parents, that the parents know how valued their students are and how much we love them, and that in all costs, Lord, that we turn to you in these uncertain times and we find joy in your love, that we find joy in the things that you give to us, God, because everything is from you, and everything that is from you is good. Lord, I pray that you just watch over these students, you take care of these seniors in these next couple weeks, Lord, and you give them joy, Lord. You give them hope that things will only get better for them, Lord, and that though they missed out on some things,